Like what you see? I'm gonna suck you. So fucking up.
Oh man, I love season 1 of The Boys, but season 2 is turning out to be even better. And that's hard because usually the second season of shows don't do so well. I absolutely loved this episode. I mean, I'm loving this season so far, but man, it never ceases to surprise you with some of the stuff that you end up seeing in this show.
No more lies. You go ahead and scream as much as you want.
There's one word that I guess I could use to describe this episode, and I guess if I were to choose, it would be tense. I felt really tense watching this episode, like the entire time, from Starlight wondering if she's gonna get caught while she's out in the open, her face is exposed, to not knowing whether or not Homelander is gonna zeke off somebody's head. I mean, he's such a great villain, and also the tension of the other characters being afraid of him makes me more tense. My neck feels like it's a cube of ice right now, how tense it is. This hour-long adventure was kind of interesting, and I'm gonna just highlight because I've not done this before for The Boys, so I guess I would just do it here. I know, starting from the second season, the 4th episode, you'd think this is a little bit weird, but for anybody who hasn't watched this, get out of here, go watch it. For those of you who just want to recap or you want to get my review on what I thought about the episode, going through it, not really shot by shot, but more so event by event, you're welcome to hang around. There will be laughter. And for that one specific commenter who has a problem with me taking breaths between my laughs, which I think is a normal fucking thing to do, that's still going to be a thing, because if it wasn't a thing and I didn't breathe between my laughter, you fucking weirdo, then that wouldn't be normal, would it? Don't ask, don't even bother.
At the rehearsal dinner, my dad said we should look into a 529 account for our kids. Steve laughed and said that was nuts and that we were never having kids, which was news to me. Yeah, communication.
The only thing I kept thinking about the scene is, how are you dating someone all the way up until you're ready to marry them and not know whether or not they want kids? Isn't that like one of the first things or first discussions you have during the dating period? What are you guys, Amish? I was wrong to say. Of course, the Amish are expected to have kids, so no. But really, bro, like if I'm thinking about a lifelong partner, that's one of the first things that we ask. That's not the guy's fault, totally. It's kind of yours too. It's a very odd commercial for an unmarked phone, but on God though, a freaking cell phone that tough that you can continually do that on it, that's actually a pretty good piece of merch. I honestly feel so bad for Frenchie because he's hurting and he seems like a very lovable person, but he's always in the need to save everyone, that he ends up making the wrong move or giving too much of himself away. He does this with Kimiko, and she is mourning the death of her brother. And it's so sweet seeing that the both of them have become so close that she trusts him.
It wasn't your fault. Kimiko, look at me. Look at me. I didn't mean to.
Note to self, people, if somebody just lost their brother because they were murdered horribly in front of them, might not be the best time to come on to someone and ask to make out with them. I mean, it's a nice way to take your mind off things, but most people aren't open to that. At that moment, all Kimiko wanted was a hug. Even though you really want to kiss her because she looks all helpless and cute, and that's the only thing you can think of to do, just give her a hug. Take a cold shower. Give her a hug. Meanwhile, Big Daddy over here is no longer the favorite popular kid. Now, Stormfront has garnered millions with her badassery and honesty. And you know what? I gotta say something about Stormfront. She is something. I know a lot of people are gonna take some of her good features and then say, see, everyone who's like this is probably racist. But she has a point with not cowing down. Just puts a fine needle on the point that people cannot be fit in a little box. There are a lot of things that are really, really fucked up about Stormfront. But then there are a lot of things that she does have a point with.
25 to 54. They all love me.
Well, congratulations. I mean, this constant need to be loved by everyone is kind of pathetic, but, yay.
We gotta see a little bit more of Mommy's milk.
Merci.
And then shit got really awkward.
Change back. Change back.
I'm sorry. I can only hold a shape for so long before it really hurts.
The good guy constantly being overshadowed by the other good guy and constantly in danger that he's gonna kill her at any moment. I mean, what if Superman was your superior? Now, what if he was an egotistical, crazy, narcissistic Superman with mommy issues?
Oh, Black Noir. Hi. Would you like an almond joy?
And more of Black Noir's enigmatic and murky presence. Dude, I love this guy. He's like the freaking Silent Bob of a Deadpool team up.
There you go. I'll keep you posted when we find them. Or I can look right now. Just run a...
After everything that's happened, since she actually is dating this guy, Huey, understandably, Starlight doesn't want to go back to the tower since, you know, Antichrist Superman is there. So she teams up to go on an adventure with Huey and Mother, and it's so adorable because I just love Mother's character. He's like the best character ever. Well, one of the favorite characters. He's this big, handsome, muscly guy, and yet he has the patience of a saint and is very nurturing and very masculine, which is really cool and really hot. But they did a good job with writing this character because he's more of a father figure to me.
That you dry wipe? You're not cleaning anything. You're just smearing shit all over your skin. Here. Got to use wet wipes. There you go.
A-Train gets ditched, and what we finally figure out is that Homelander is a lot closer in on the edge with what's going on with everyone than he's letting on, which is a very smart move. This probably means that A-Train is gonna join the good guys. Number one, because Starlight saved him. Number two, because now he's totally against Vought because they kicked him out of the Seven.
Hey, this ain't...
Oh, look at that. They both dig Billy Joel. He's really, really awesome. But this is a precursor to, dude, they're gonna bang.
I got it.
Oh, look, they banged. Butch meets Becca again, which is a very awkward situation. Remember that movie Castaway and what happened at the end when the guy found out that technically his still wife was now married to and having a whole bunch of other children with some other dude? This is the situation. The person that had his way with your wife against her will is the strongest being on the entire planet, possibly in the entire universe. And now, well, she has his son. Really, dude? I mean, I don't blame Butch for trying, but what did you think was going to happen? Anyway, they bang too. One's for the homies.
Why doesn't Vought want diversity?
Wow.
Oh shit, here we go. Although it was a nice segue to explain to the entire nation that Maeve is gay, which I'm guessing, even though she's really terrified right now, Homelander did her a favor. It must have been very awful not only having all the secrets from Vought, but she can't even be open about who she is, even though it's really nobody's business. But it's very clear that that was something that she'd always been hiding. And she should be free to be outspoken in herself, just like Stormfront is. Yo, I didn't even know Stormfront was that freaking fast. It kind of scared me a little bit. But Kimiko almost lost her life. She would have lost her life. The Stormfront would have cracked her head in half the same way she did with her brothers. She snapped those freaking hands off her brother's arms like she was breaking off a piece of a Kit Kat bar. And then she had to add in the slur. I can understand why Kimiko wants to freaking flambe that girl. But it's a good thing that Frenchie was there to stop her. He's so adorable. Also, another thing I'm wondering, how the frick, wasn't she like tingling with all her electric tingles? How did she not electrify anyone? I mean, there's so much conductivity with all the metal around her. It just makes it for a very odd scene. Unless she can control where the lightning goes, I'm pretty sure those charges would happen on their own, but who knows? Maybe she has the ability to totally control it. I mean, she has been alive for quite a while, as we learn later on in the episode.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
So when Homelander goes in to meet her, I was wondering, okay, they spoiled a pretty big part of the trailer for us, which is just like, okay, dude, I would have rather they not show that Stormfront is immune to Superman's freaking lasers. I mean, that's a very big spoiler.
Now, don't be a pussy. Laser my fucking tits.
You know what was messed up? I didn't even register that part of the trailer. So my partner showed it to me. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, she's immune. And I'm like, really, bro? Come on. Like, why'd you have to say anything? Like, I already didn't know. So why is she acting scared here? I was wondering, like, does she know that she's even immune? Or is she just playing at some game? She's a freaking fox. Aside from her being really disgustingly prejudiced, everything else about Stormfront I absolutely love. And I like the fact that she is the opposition that Homelander needs to put him in his place. And what does he like? Strong, assertive women who can take the lead and show him who's boss, who can take care of shit. Which is exactly what Stormfront is. Yay. And they all love me. He's such a little kid. You know, Homelander is he's messed up, but he's so adorable because of how pathetic he is. I know it sounds fucked up, but it is. Like, they all love me, see? I'm better. It's so so ironic that the strongest man in the entire world is so petty.
With 5 guys on laptops churning out memes. You have fans. I have soldiers.
Kind of sounds like a synonym for the media, but I bet you some really important groups of people are gonna try and take it and spin it as something else. I wonder what that could ever be. I guess we'll hear about it in some Vox articles soon.
Again, start a new family.
I have a son.
He's a fucking suit freak.
And here we get to explore more people lacking tact. Although his wife totally understands, but this is just a bad situation for both of them. I feel so bad for Butch. At least Becca's alive, and she's taking care of your worst enemy's child. Yay.
Thanks for letting me come. It was fun.
Meanwhile, while they're standing there and having a conversation, are they not worried that no one's gonna recognize her? There are fans all over the country that recognize Starlight, and she's out here in broad daylight. You're not even changing up your makeup to look a little different. You look exactly the same, except you're wearing something different. Don't tell me that's enough of a disguise. People's cell phones, security cameras, everything, and nobody bats an eye.
Is to be willing to do anything for your man.
Her, Gianna. I choose her.
It's Cassandra.
Cassandra? The one with the hair?
That's your wife.
I thought I got to choose.
You do. And you're choosing Cassandra. Congratulations.
I'm sorry, but the whole time I'm listening to this lady, she has such a soothing voice. She's very wise. She knows what she's doing. But fuck, her ears are huge. I mean, I'm no one to talk because my ears are tiny. I look like a fucking meerkat, but goddamn, I feel like they have their own gravitational pull and I'm getting sucked in just watching it on the screen. You ever wonder what animal you'd be if you were an animal? I'd probably be a meerkat or some kind of rat or rodent thing. I mean, I'm small and my head's small, so I just imagine I'd be a tiny thing. Ideally, I'd wish I was a kitten, but my ears are too small to be a kitten. I would be one of those kittens with folded loose leaf ears. This woman would be a jackrabbit. And deep, he'd be a baby crocodilian creature. Homelander would be a golden retriever, and Stormfront would be Umbreon. Or Absol. I haven't decided. Anyways, what did you guys think about this episode? There's so much to talk about. I know I haven't really talked about it because there's too much to talk about. But let us know in the comments, and thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.